Whose fault is it that Afghanistan and New Zealand cricket teams are sitting in their hotels, twiddling their thumbs as day 3 of the one-off test between the two teams scheduled to take place at the Greater Noida Stadium has been washed out yet again? Yes, there's been rain in Greater Noida leading up to the match. But what explains the fact that the ground was poorly prepared with not enough covers for an international game? This is the story tonight. The first 2 days of the game were called off due to a wet outfield, raising serious questions over the preparedness of the venue. Considering the inclement weather, the match officials did not take long to rule out any possibility of play on Wednesday. The toss is yet to take place for the game. Why have we reached this point, and what has gone wrong in Greater Noida at that ground? First, let's clarify as to who chose the venue. The venue was chosen by the Afghanistan Cricket Board. They were offered 3 venues, Kanpur, Bengaluru and Greater Noida, by the BCCI for this test match. They selected Greater Noida due to its greater familiarity and better connectivity from Kabul, as the ground is just 2 hours drive from New Delhi International Airport. Now, the problem with the ground is that the drainage at the ground is not proper. Even if there's little rain, the water doesn't get absorbed easily due to the nature of the clay on the outfield. On top of that, if the ground doesn't have proper drainage, it should be completely covered like we see at the Eden Gardens. But because this ground doesn't host international cricket often, it did not have the covers for the entire square, and it also didn't have professionals to be able to deal with the wet outfield and damp patches. It also lacks several basic infrastructural equipment like super soppers and proper covers, like I said, to protect the ground from moisture. Now, the BCCI is trying hard to limit the damage by providing additional machinery to make conditions ideal for the match to start. Extra covers were brought in from the Arun Jaitley Stadium on Tuesday evening, and almost the entire ground was covered. However, there were puddles of water on the uncovered areas. While New Zealand trained for a while on Tuesday, the team did not travel to the ground on Wednesday. The Afghanistan team, barring coach Jonathan Trott, too did not show up. With more rain predicted in the next 2 days, it looks unlikely that the game will go ahead. Only 7 matches in the history of Test cricket have been abandoned without a single ball being bowled. Incidentally, the Black Caps were involved in the last one in 1998, which took place in Dunedin, New Zealand. Now, Afghanistan, who don't get to play top teams often, are the hosts of the game. It is their 10th Test match since receiving the 5-day status from the ICC in 2017. It is the first time the two nations are scheduled to play each other in the longest format of the game. This test is not part of the ICC World Test Championship cycle. But the bigger question remains, who is responsible for this fiasco? Is it the Indian Cricket Board, the Afghanistan Cricket Board, or the Noida Authority under which this ground came? Who will come forward and apologize to the cricket fans in India, Afghanistan and New Zealand?